Welcome to Tier 1 Jank. I am Marcus, and I have a fun little tribal deck for you today. We're going to be taking a look at Dimir Wizards, or as I like to call them, the Dim Wiz Kids. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck, starting off with the Wizards themselves. So we have 4 copies of Siren Storm Tamer in the 1-drop slot. In the 2-drop slot, we have 4 copies of Soul Diviner. I really like this card. Um, First of all, its stats are just good at 2/3 for 2. And if you have a counter on an artifact, creature, land, or planeswalker you control, you can tap them to remove it and draw a card. In the 3-drop slot, we have Death Baron. As well as being a Wizards deck, this is also kind of a zombie deck. There are quite a few creatures that are zombie wizards, as well as Liliana to make zombie tokens, and the Gleaming Overseer, which amasses, and the army tokens are also zombies. So those will get the buff from Death Baron. Let's take a look here. In the 4-drop slot, we have Naru Meha. She's a 3/3 flash. When she enters the battlefield, you can copy target instant or sorcery spell, which we have a few of in the deck, and choose new targets for that copy. It's a little bit pricey with her being 4 mana cost herself to play that, and then also another spell, but it can happen sometimes. And she also gives all wizards you control +1/+1. So if we have her out on the field and a Death Baron, some of our creatures are going to get +2/+2 because they are zombies as well as, they're zombies as well as wizards. So the Soul Diviner, the Overseer, they're going to get buffs from both Naru Meha and the Death Baron. And the Death Baron itself will get a buff from Naru Meha since it is a wizard as well. Also in the 4-drop slot, we have Kasmina. She's going to produce wizards. She's a planeswalker. Her static abilities reads spells your opponents cast that target creature or planeswalker you control cost 2 more colorless mana to cast. And she can neg 2 to create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token. Then you draw a card and discard a card. Those are all of the wizards or creatures in the deck. We also have Liliana, which is going to produce bodies in the form of zombie creature tokens, which will get a buff not only from the Death Baron, but the Overseer will give them Hexproof and Menace. So that's a nice little addition there. Besides that, in the deck, we have 4 copies of Opt for cheap draw. It's also the easiest spell to copy with Naru Meha. If you just have 5 open mana, you can cast an Op and then Naru Meha to draw an extra card, look at a couple extra cards. We have 4 copies of Wizard's Retort. All of our creatures that we have are wizards, so that'll come in handy. We have 2 copies of Chemist's Insight. A little bit more draw power, because we'll need it. 4 copies of Vraska's Contempt, which is always useful. We'll get rid of a creature or planeswalker and draw 2 life. 2 copies of Enter the God Eternals, which is not only probably going to take out a creature on our opponent's side, it's also going to gain us some life and amass 4, which will either give us a 4/4 or we may already have a body out that we can make larger and attack in with, or just remove counters off of to draw cards with a Soul Diviner. And that is the deck, other than the lands, which we have 4 Watery Graves, 2 Drowned Catacombs, just because I don't have the other 2 on Arena right now. 1 copy of Blast Zone, which is nice to either destroy things or just eat counters off of with your Soul Diviners and draw extra cards. And 1 copy of Memorial to Genius to finish it off. Alright, so I hope you enjoy the deck there. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of gameplay here and see how we do. We will jump into a game here. Good evening, Craig. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Alright, let's get an island down. We'll opt on our opponent's end step. Oh, you know what? Let me change the camera here. There we go. Yep. That looks fine. Probably mono white over here. We'll just play this tapped. Okay. Wars off, maybe? Don't think we want another swamp right now. Actually, yeah, that's fine. So let's get this overseer down. Next turn we can play a Death Baron and get both these creatures above. Or play Casmina. And Johnny's Pride Mate. Gonna have to deal with that. Hey Eric, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Alright, let's take a look here. Play Death Baron or get Casmina down. I think I actually want to draw more cards right now. Yeah, you missed the deck tech. You'll have to go back and take a look at the replay later. You weren't the only one that cleaned up? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I was just going to trim, and then I messed it up, and I had to just get it all off. Okay, we'll discard here. Can actually discard Chemist's Insight. Go no attacks. So now we have an answer for the Pride Mate in case it gets out of range of Enter the God Eternals, which we will be able to play next turn. Yeah. Yeah, it grows back quick, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I don't know what our opponent's doing over here. They got one Pride Mate. Alright, so they're gonna get 2 triggers on the Pride Mate here. Alright, so we're just going to sacrifice this wizard. Now the Pride Mate is out of range of Enter the God Eternals, so we can't use that.
My students are loyal geniuses.
We'll have to Vraska's Contempt it. Okay. Anything in particular about it?
Regardless,
I haven't really taken a look at any lists. I've kind of been focusing on the Amass deck and the Raw combo. I made a couple Super Friends decks, but none of them have been Jeskai. Which is kind of funny because Jeskai was pretty much all I was playing last season in paper. Alright, let's opt here first. Yeah, I think we want to counterspell. You can enter the God Eternal. This blocker. Oh, I guess we should probably play our island first. It was a snapshot deck putting 3 in the top 8. Or is it a contender for top tier? How would you beat it? Well, if you're playing black, I would play 4 copies of the Elder Spell for starters. That would probably be a good thing to do. Other than that, I mean, I guess if you're playing black, you can also add a bunch of discard. I'm not sure what planeswalkers they're running. I would think that a lot of aggro decks would just be able to go underneath the planeswalkers. I'm assuming they're probably using a few of the new ones that are 3-drops. That might be a little bit more difficult, but Liliana's Triumph? Well, I mean, that makes your opponent sacrifice a creature. That's not going to stop planeswalkers. I mean, what are they, just playing a bunch of like cheap planeswalkers and then trying to get Sarkhan down? Or is it... I'm not really even sure what the Super Friends list is trying to do. I would Narset, Teferi, Bull, Sarkhan, yeah. Saheeli maybe, Karn. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, what are our opponents doing here? I mean, I would just, you know, sideboard in whatever planeswalker removal your colors are playing. Black probably has the best with the Elder Spell, and you know, red's always got burn. White has a few things to deal with planeswalkers, but I haven't really had it be much of a problem yet, so I'm not really sure. I haven't really dealt with it too much yet. Just 4 negates. Yeah, those help. Dovin's Veto if you're playing blue-white. Opponent is playing really slow here. Yeah, I'll have to go online and look up the list for that and think about what I would do. I just haven't really come up across it yet. Spark Harvest would work. Vraska's Contempt. Dead Duty. Alright, tell Lincoln hi. I mean, White's got, you know, things like, what's the Ixalan spell? I'm drawing a blank now. The one with the symbol over their head that keeps them in Ixalan. And then the Conclave Tribunal. It's like the same thing as the Conclave Tribunal, pretty much. Alright, so let's try another one here. Ixalan's Binding, that's it. That would be helpful against the Planeswalkers, especially if they're playing multiple copies of it. They might have something in their deck to bounce it back to your hand, like Little Teferi or something like that, if you didn't hit him with it, but I always run a couple bounce spells if I'm playing blue too. I always want a couple copies of Blink or a similar spell on the deck. I think this is okay to start. He's gonna watch PJ Mask. Okay. Well, took over your stream last night, or maybe that was the one before. That was pretty funny. Well, looks like we got a red deck. Alright, let's get out this Storm Tamer. Might just get shot down by the Firebrand. Steamkin. I'll try to find an answer for that. And there goes the Storm Tamer. Alright, let's opt. One thing I do think this deck is missing is early game removal. Let him get away with it, yeah. I don't think anybody minded. Okay, so next turn we have Death Baron, or we can hold up mana for Wizard's Retort. Death Baron will probably just get shot down and probably won't be big enough to even kill this Steamkin anyway. Got double Lava Runner from our opponent. Taking 3 from the Steamkin. And Skewer the Critics. Yeah, that's red deck for you. And we get a Chain Whirler. Dogs don't seem to like it. Okay, well, let's get some blockers on the board. She must see something outside. Alright, opponent. Okay, so we're getting hit one way or the other. I think we blocked the Chain Whirler and let the Lava Runners through. Light up the stage. That makes the Steamkin bigger. I'm a little surprised he didn't attack with the Steamkin. Our Overseer's getting shot. And we're probably losing this one. Alright, well, let's get a body on the board. Now our zombie army has Death Touch. Okay, now it no longer has Death Touch. It wasn't going to be able to kill this Chain Whirler anyway because of the first strike, but we could have at least taken out the Steamkin, which we're not going to be able to do now. And we're pretty dead. Get a couple more blockers out, but we're just delaying the inevitable here if we don't just get burned to the face. Alright, so let's block like that. Still not attacking with the Steamkin. I don't understand why. Could have played that first and then attacked with the Steamkin also. Alright, so we're just dead here. Even if we get this, we only have 3 bodies and we're taking 2. Okay. Alright, so 1 and 1. We'll try another one. got a couple other decks I want to show you guys soon. I might get to one or two today. I had my own version of Golgari Citadel that I've been working with. I know Eric, you did a tech tech yesterday for those. Showed us a few versions. I thought that was kind of cool. I've been working on my own version of it. I do like the Gaia's Blessing as well. I think that's better than the Escape Shift version. I've been doing that in mine. Let's take a look. Do we want two of these? I think we'll try it. There, I have an Orzhov Afterlife deck I want to show you guys. I actually had to go through and delete a bunch of decks off of Arena because I hit the 60 deck limit that I didn't know that Arena had, and had to go through and get rid of some that I wasn't planning on playing or that needed to be rebuilt anyway. So, gave me room to make a few more. Down here. There we go. Yeah, it works pretty well. I didn't really think it was going to be a thing at first, and then when I actually went to play it, it was a lot more powerful than I thought it would be. It got me a couple of times on ranked, and I was like, okay, let me sit down and build this and see how it does. I think we'll end up drawing a land. Alright, let's do this. I also built a treasure aristocrat stack. I think I'm gonna do that one soon too. I really like that one. I'm using Mayhem Devil to try to do a bunch of damage just by sacrificing treasures. Also, Captain Storm works pretty well with that. I've been wanting to try to build a deck with another way to kill people with treasure ever since Marionette Master rotated out. I think that finally makes it work. No, I wasn't playing that one. I haven't put that one together in paper yet. The last few weeks I've been playing the raw combo in paper, so if anything, I've been playing that ever since War of the Spark came out. I don't think we're doing too well in this one either. I mean, we get to Lily next turn, but we're pretty behind on the race here. Merfolk takes off pretty quickly. Alright, well, let's get one of these bodies off the board at least. I'm gonna take 3. Okay, good. We're not getting a body off the board. I think we're just dead. Yeah, we're just dead.
If I were you, I'd just surrender right now. A little death never hurts.
Yeah, I think this deck might need a couple early game removal spells. Like, we don't really have anything you know, in a 2-drop slot, maybe a couple cast down or something like that. I'm just not sure where it's slotted in. It's still a work in progress. You know what, since you guys didn't catch the deck tech, let me jump in here and see what you think. Let's just get this off of here. Alright. Maybe Thief. Thief of Sanity? I mean, that might not be a bad addition. It isn't a wizard, I don't think, is it? Spectre. That's definitely a good card. I think we need a removal spell though, something like Cast Down. I guess. Really? Never mind, yeah. So what do we take out? Opt, Storm Tamer, Soul Diviner, Wizard's Retort, Death Baron, Gleaming Overseer, Chemist's Insight, Kazmina, Narumeha, Vraska's Contempt, Enter the God Eternals, and Liliana. I think we need 2 copies of Cast Down. Maybe we go down to 3 Overseers. Three Storm Tamers. But then I just feel like we're cutting 1 copy each just to shove something in. I don't know if maybe it'd be better to get rid of something else altogether. Like maybe drop Casamina. She's not bad, but I never feel like she's really affecting the game that much. Let's try a game like that. Let's take her out. Maybe the cast downs in. We'll do one more like that. Watch it be against a control deck and we won't even have any creatures. Okay. I guess we keep this. I mean, it doesn't really go towards testing out cast down in the early game, but and a few for Diregraph Tool. Alright. So we could have used a cast down. Marty here. Let's see, Judith maybe? Yep. Oh, good thing we have a counter spell. Alright, I think we just eat 4 here. Let's get a blast on down, we'll play the Overseer. wouldn't attack. Ooh, Death Baron. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so now we can kill these Diagraph ghouls if we want this turn. It'll also kill our Storm Tamer. We can play Narameha or Chemist's Insight. I think we just passed though. She does have Flash if we wanted to play her. Alright. There's another one drop to kill. Alright, so we're gonna block the Death Baron and then blow up all the 1-drops. Alright, that's cool. I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm not sure if he just didn't realize I could do that or what. Another Judith. Alright. Getting our Meha down here. And I'm gonna pay the 2 life to hit Judith with this Enter the God Eternals. And then we'll attack the Narameha. I'm liking this card a bit more now. I didn't really think it was, everything it was hyped up to be when I first saw it. And I have, shut it down a lot of times when I thought, I'd shut it down with Lazatep plating and, get rid of a 5-mana spell with 2 mana. That's fine if you're able to do that, but when it does get through, it is pretty powerful. Why are they attacking with this? It's a zombie with Death Touch. Okay. Hey, guess what? We got our own Death Baron. See how they deal with that. Just gonna take it down to 4. And we'll have a tough Reaper. Yeah, they're gonna amass for 1 and Gutter Bones. Alright, did we win here? I think we win here. Let's do this. Alright, so now I gotta block that with 2 creatures. Hey, we win. Alright, so what'd you guys think about the deck? We didn't see our cast on there, but I don't think it's going to win any tournaments or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to put together a Wizards list that had some black in it, because all the Wizards lists you see are red and blue, and there's a bunch of black Wizards. A few of them see some play, but I've never really seen a blue-black Wizards list, so I just kind of want to try it out. And they got a couple new cards in the new set, like Soul Diviner and Gleaming Overseer, which I think are, maybe not the most powerful cards, but are good value. You never think of black having wizards. I know nobody does. They get really overlooked. I mean, there's quite a few. I didn't even put all of them in the deck either. There's quite a few more that didn't make the cut when I was putting the deck together. Let me just show you the black wizards. You got Caligo Skin Witch. I mean, that's just a common. That's not really that great. I think pulling the Casmina for cast down helped your curve too. Yeah, maybe. I think it needs the early removal with the cast down. You got the Death Barons, which we have in there. Isarath, which is pretty useful, but I ended up pulling him out. Dogs are barking at another dog outside. We got Vizier the Scorpion, which is another amass card from the new set. Gives all your zombie tokens a Death Touch. I didn't really think it was necessary with already having the Death Baron and the other amass cards, so I ended up pulling that one out too. You have the House Guild Mage as a wizard. Oh, the Joda just popped up because he's got black in the text box. The Devkarn Lich, which is a new card, is a wizard apparently. And the Gleaming Overseer and the Soul Diviner. So yeah, there's a few black wizards. I don't know, I just want to try it out. It does okay, but like I said, I don't think it's going to win any tournaments or anything. But thank you guys for joining me. I think, I might show you another deck later. Maybe I'll pull up that Golgari Citadel or another deck. Let me know if there's anything that you guys want to see coming up on the channel, if there are any decks you'd like to see or other content. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you'd really like to help out, there's a link to Patreon on our banner. So thank you for joining us, and I'll catch you next time.